I forgot to.
All right. Hey, this is
I
Eve.
forgot to join as the.
So this is Mila Lombardi, also known as NiftySax. So we're just having a conversation. So I was gonna tell you like what I like to do maybe is like if you have time, I don't know if you're busy or not, but or the conversation flows good, like talk about NFTs, talk about art, and then you could show some of your music. I heard some of your music on Twitter today. It was so beautiful.
Thanks.
And I was
Yeah,
talking.
sure. I mean, I have like 30 minutes, no problem.
Okay, yeah, 30 is cool. All right. Yeah, no, I've been an artist for a long time. And then I was in crypto, and then one day like NFTs were born. So I was like, oh my God, like my two passions kind of like met each other. So
Yeah.
I haven't actually sold any NFTs yet because I minted a couple, but I actually don't really I don't really quite know what I'm doing yet, although I understand crypto and I know the technology, but where is the best place to do it, how people are doing it, that I'm not really up to yet, which is one of the reasons why I want to interview people, because I like to see what people are doing.
Yeah.
You live in Berlin?
Yeah, I do. Since a few years now, like 10 years. But I'm from Italy.
Oh, you're from Italy? Nice. Yeah, I live in Washington, D.C.
Nice. I think I have a few NFT friends in Washington.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
So you do music NFTs?
Yeah. Yeah, mostly. Yeah. I mean, my pieces right now are audio reactive, so you could say that they're audio visual. But yeah, I mean, mostly the focus is on the music for sure.
So what does that mean, audio reactive? What do they do? I haven't actually seen your pieces.
Well, it just means that there are visual elements that react to the music, and so everything is in sync and in harmony. So the visual are not just there; they actually react to the music. That's what it means.
So it's
It's
like
like
a video with music.
yeah, it is. It is a video, and the music is visualized with different elements. So depending on what collection you're looking at, like my Genesis, there's like a static saxophone image, like a little psychedelic image, and there's a bubble that is right coming out of the saxophone, and that is the part that is animated.
Wow.
Some other stuff that I have on Foundation is like there's like a saxophone turning around like a clock, and then outside in the outer rim there's also a visual representation of the frequencies of the song. And yeah, and then in an upcoming one there's also something similar to that. There are 3 different rings, and I call them NiftySax spheres. That's my next collection, and it's gonna be minted also, like a collectible series on my website. So yeah, those are the 3 different iterations that I have right now.
Wow, so you have to give me the link and I'll put it below, and so everybody can find your
Yeah.
piece. And so how did you decide, how did you initially get into NFTs?
I think it was maybe like the beginning of the year. I was just really bored out of my mind because I'm a musician and I didn't have any gigs last year. So I had so much music inside of me, and I needed to release it all, but there was no way to do it traditionally, because I mean my Genesis collection is like more than 5 hours of music. It's like, it's crazy. Nobody's gonna put that out like a traditional label. It's gonna be a hard sell. So yeah, then I was hearing about NFTs before, like from Twitter actually, like from some bigger accounts, like maybe Tim Ferriss or somebody like that. I was just hearing this thing about NFTs. It was an interesting way to, and I was seeing all these CryptoPunks being sold already. Like I think it must have been like December or January, something like that. And yeah, I was getting interested because I love the idea that you could release your art by yourself on the blockchain, and you could generate. I mean, you could basically create scarcity for your work just by releasing it on blockchain. Because if I put out an MP3, it has 0 value. Everybody has the same. But the beauty about NFTs is that they're not the same. There's only one that is signed on the blockchain, and so I liked that aspect, and so then I started recording, and I recorded this crazy Genesis collection that I call it human generative music, because I basically my process was this. I was getting really high and just started to record, so I didn't really have any control on the music. I was like super high. So
What
but
were
the
you
things that I
high on?
studied
What were you high on?
was just weed. I was
Okay.
just smoking a lot of weed. And yeah, the thing is that I have studied so much music. I've been to conservatory and university and stuff like that, so I have so much information in my head that sometimes it's hard to access all of this. And so yeah, by getting really high, I was just generating this crazy solos,
That's
and they're
awesome.
very different from one another. And so yeah, then basically I just let go of all of the music that was bottled up inside of me during the pandemic, and then I released this Genesis collection, one piece at a time. Like I released one every day for 100 days since March 21st, and yeah, that was the beginning. And now I'm doing so many other things.
Wow. What platform are you on?
The Genesis was on OpenSea. Um, I chose that because it offered the 1155 contract. I don't know if you're familiar with the different contracts, but
No.
basically with the ERC, with the 1155, basically you don't mint the tokens until they're actually bought, so you don't actually have to pay for gas every single time. So
Oh,
you just pay one time for the creation of the collection, and it's not even your own collection. You just pay to access the contract that is already created. So it's much cheaper than
how
creating
much
your
did
own
you have to
collection.
pay? How much did you have to pay?
Well, back then in March, gas was pretty high. So I think you have to pay for 2 transactions when you do that. So I paid probably $160 in total. But it's way cheaper than what I would have paid if I had my own collection and if I paid for gas every single time for 100 times. So I saved a lot of money.
Oh, so you put 100 songs out there or 100 you
Yep.
oh, that's amazing. Yeah. No, that's great. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to do because I had made some art, but I put a few things here and a few things there, but I haven't really gotten around to like how to do it without putting out a bunch of money. Because as an artist, sometimes you're just putting out money and
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean, I spent a lot for sure. Gas is expensive. There's no
I
way around it.
it's expensive right now because I was trying to sell some
Oh,
crypto last night on Uniswap, but
oh yeah, man, that's crazy. Where,
wow.
where did you release your art?
I made some like crypto cats. I was making some like kid stuff on Mintable. And then I had a couple on Rarible like a year ago when I first knew the NFTs. Like I just put whatever up. And then I have one on OpenSea. So I haven't
Mm.
really decided where to do it, but I don't want to be paying a lot of money until
Yeah,
I'm making a lot of money, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Actually, for my next collection, I'm gonna spend quite a bit because I decided to do it. I mean, I already sold a few pieces, but not so many.
Uh,
But I decided to invest in this because I just think it's so cool to mint music on my website blindly. You don't know which one you're gonna get. So yeah, it's gonna cost a lot because just to deploy the contract, it's probably like $400-500. Then I'm paying also a developer that helped me to create the custom contracts and everything. So I'm gonna spend a lot
oh,
of money.
that's actually amazing. So you don't even know what's on there, and the person that buys it, they can't hear it. They just buy it blindly.
You can't hear it until 1 week after. So
Uh,
basically, you know the idea, like on my pit tweet, that's like one of the pieces. So you can
uh,
hear what the direction of the whole collection is, which is like
uh,
really chilled out, meditative music. But you don't know what rarity you're gonna get because there's gonna be 10 pieces in addition of 10, 9 in addition of 9, and so on until one that is a one of one. So
wow.
basically, you could get for the same price, you could get the one of one, which is going to be, of course, much more valuable, or you could get one of 10. And so I don't know, I think that's really cool because usually people don't do this with music, so it's a little bit new. And I think maybe, yeah, people might have to get used to this idea of buying music that way. But I don't know, I'm just really fascinated by the whole process, so I'm gonna do it regardless. I just love it.
Yeah, no, that's exciting, and that's great. Wow, have you gotten a lot of traffic to your website and whatnot since you started?
Well, I mean, I mostly the connections I make are on Twitter. So
Uh,
yeah, I have a good. I feel like I have some really good friends, let's say, on Twitter, and we chat every day. And so yeah, I don't know if I will be able to sell all of these pieces because they're going to be in total 385 mints. And so yeah, I have to find at least.
I want to buy one.
Yeah, they're gonna be cheap. It's gonna be only
Yeah, it
3 or
sounds
400
amazing
rupees.
already. I'm like, I totally want one. Wow.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so unique and so, creative and so special. Like that, like you really made a way to make it special. That's one reason. So I'm an artist and I've been actually selling my real paintings lately for a good amount of money, like so when I went to first, heard about the NFTs, I'm like, okay, I gotta make NFTs, And then I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to just put a bunch of stuff out just because it's NFT, like I didn't want to get lost
Yeah.
in the money mania. Of course I want the money, but I didn't want to just like start cranking stuff out. So that's why I hadn't really done it until now. I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to see, like you said, like the NFT concept. Yeah, of course I'm going to sell my paintings as JPEGs. I'm, and sell that, but also just I like more the idea of that, how can you use the space to do something very interesting. And I like that you're doing that. In fact, I had like even before I heard of NFTs, I was going to tokenize, like I do some sculpture ceremonial like medicine wheels. And I was like, I'm going to tokenize my medicine wheel so that people can like interact with the energy. Like they buy a piece and that allows them to interact with that part of my stone circle. But I didn't know.
Yeah, why not?
I want to do it, but I didn't know if people were really like that advanced. Like even your concept is very advanced.
It's not crazy advanced. It's a little bit innovative for music, I would say. But this is how all the generative avatar projects work. You just go to the website, you mint a piece, and you don't know what rarity you're gonna get. It's just that the way I do it is with the number of editions and not with trades of the song, because I am not going to sit there and say, okay, this song is better than this other one. It's more rare. I mean, everybody is gonna have their own favorites. But at least the rarity is going to be determined by the number of editions of each piece. So I think that's a little bit more fair. And then some people might even prefer one of the pieces that is in editions of 10. So who knows, maybe that might even sell for higher. So that's why I like this idea that you don't know what you're going to get. And you might end up with a piece that is very valuable. And so I really hope that people actually are able to flip these pieces and even make money for themselves. Because it's really cool also for me. I just recently flipped a piece. I I didn't even know where it could happen, but it did. I bought a piece for really cheap from a really good artist, and I sold it for 20x. So
wow, amazing. Yeah, I have a piece. It's very low price because it was my first one. I'm like, I'll just put them up and see what happens. And
how much are they for?
I have a really amazing one. It's for 0.1 ETH. So
That's pretty good.
$250. Yeah, and it's a really nice like digital art. Like I took my actual painting and then I manipulated it, with the digital art. I really like it,
Yeah,
but,
I'm gonna check it out.
yeah, it's a pinned on my profile. I really like it actually. So that's why I just made one, put it out there, and then I'm just waiting until I can get my mind around the concept of what it is I'm going to be doing. But so here's my next question. So when you have this concept of like, okay, I made this music, I didn't even like, you were so much in the moment. It was just like all coming out of you. And then you put it on the blockchain. When people get it, they're going to buy it blindly and get certain pieces. Like, that's my question. Like, I love the idea. It's so amazing. But how did you explain that to people? Just like tweet by tweet? Or how do, like, people who know you, like, that's why I like doing these interviews, because now I understand your work. I think it's so awesome, right? Because having a conversation is a really easy way to explain what you're doing.
Yeah, it is difficult to explain. So also this collection that I'm doing now is a little bit more curated. Like the other ones were stream of consciousness. Also, these ones are kind of stream of consciousness, but I tried always to stay in the same mood. Let's say it's all chill and meditative. Because the other collection, I go really crazy sometimes. I surprise myself. I listen back to it like, oh my god, what the hell am I playing here? It's like really, really tense stuff. So it could be really avant-garde sometimes. So the best way to
Mm.
explain it, of course, is talking about it. So I go to Twitter Spaces. The second best is going to my website where I really explain it in detail. And there's a page for my Genesis collection. There's a page for my Spheres collection. That's the one that's coming up next. And then there's a page for my pieces on Foundation. So that's the second best way. But yeah, of course, the very best way is to just talk about it. So I do Twitter Spaces a lot. Now I'm actually doing also Twitter Spaces for other people. Every day I host a Twitter Space for introverts, so they can actually get used to talking in spaces, because I realized that was a big block for me to actually go to spaces and promote my work. I always end up forgetting the most important things, and I
Oh,
don't. So yeah, but yeah, I'm learning a lot now. I'm learning from how other people talk about their work. I'm learning how not to do it, for sure. There's definitely lots of ways not to do it. And so yeah, I think that's the best way. Now that we have this tool, this Twitter Spaces, I think
you do
yeah,
it.
we should take
You do it
advantage of
every
them.
day at the same time, because that's how I found you on the introvert Twitter space.
Yeah, yeah, I do it every day. Today, so the last few days, I started doing it a little bit later than usual, like a couple of hours later, because I think that fits better for certain time zones.
Yeah, because it was about 9 o'clock in the morning here, so it'd be
Yeah,
like 7 a.m. in California.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the time I do it at. It's what is it, like 1:30 p.m. Universal Time, something like that, or
Thank you
maybe a
for
little bit
doing
early.
that, because actually I was on Clubhouse. Like, I get so excited, right? Like, as an artist, I get like so overstimulated. So I was so excited to get on Clubhouse and hear everybody. And then I was like, and everybody's going, oh, well, I like to buy the piece, because of the story. And then I'm like, oh, I hate telling stories. Like, I'm like total the opposite is why I do
Yeah.
my art, is because I'm not like talking, you know.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
even why I like
totally get that.
interviewing other people, because like I understand what people are saying, but I'm not, sometimes I'm not that articulate, or especially when it's about my own stuff. And as you know, like a picture or a sound is worth 1,000 words. So how do you like,
Oh yeah.
you know, say what you need to say? So I'm gonna come on your thing and learn how to talk too.
Yeah, definitely. It's just good practice. It's just doing it more often. It just gets easier and easier. So I think I've learned a lot. I've been doing it now. I don't know, maybe for like a little bit less than a month, maybe. I already learned a lot. The space moves so quick. A month here is like forever.
I know, right?
Yeah, but yeah, it's good. I mean, talk. This is probably how I sold most of my pieces. I was just talking about them in space, and then people could relate, and then they got one. Because also the thing is that with my Genesis collection, it's on a bonding curve, so it's going up and up in price. So if you get in early, you pay much less, because every time that the piece is sold, the next piece is 0.01 more expensive, which is not much, but in 100 pieces, it
So
gets
what's
it
a
gets.
bonding curve? Did you have that programmed when you set up your NFT, or what?
No, this you can if you want to. I am definitely not a mathematician, so I'm not going to explain what's a bonding curve. I don't really. But basically, all it is that just you have a way to create an upward trend with your prices, so that the collection actually looks really good, because the more pieces you sell, the more the average price rises. So yeah, basically I just wanted to have all the pieces below 1 Ethereum. So I started from 0.01
Uh-huh.
and then going all the way up to
Oh, that's what a
1.
bonding curve is. Each time you put
Yeah,
something up, it's more. Okay.
it's yeah, just a little bit more.
All right. I like that. 0.01 and then okay.
Yeah, 0.02, 0.03, and so on. So far I sold the first 11, but actually somebody bought number 12, so number 11 is still available. But yeah, I sold 11 pieces of that, and so
That
now
would
the
be
floor
like point
price is
one ETH.
0.11.
That would be like 0.1 ETH.
Yeah, 0.11. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's still, I mean, all of them are still pretty affordable, and I do believe that the value of them for what they are, it's definitely higher than what it is right now, because I mean, as an artistic value, I really believe that there's a lot in it. I poured all my soul and my craft into it. I've been playing saxophone for more than 20 years,
Wow.
and I had all of that music bottled up inside of me. So I really do believe that they are also on a technical level. If somebody actually understands how a saxophone works, they are pretty advanced. So I really like how it came out. So they are I think they are worth at least that much. And one day people will find out that that's my magnum opus.
Amazing. Yeah, that's so awesome. Like the other guy I interviewed is this guy called Godriguez. He was an amazing artist too. Like the cool thing is to get to know people and talk to them and realize like how many amazing artists are out there. It used to be like before we were just all like in our studios, or well, if you play in bands, you were out, but it's so great to meet all these people who are
Yeah.
really like, so deep and doing this and exciting,
Yeah.
creative, awesome
I,
things.
I've met amazing people on Twitter Spaces also. That's where I connect with most people. And then once you talk, not just tweet, you talk for like 2-3 days a week, in like many days in a row, you feel like you have a connection. You feel like you know them a little bit. It's really nice.
Cool.
Um,
Do you want to put like a little sample of your music at the end, like you did in the Twitter space, so that people can hear something?
yeah, I guess I could do that if
You
I
could do it
close my window.
live, you could do recording, and any way you want to do it.
Yeah, no, live I definitely cannot hear. It's late at night here, but if I close my window, I can play a little bit of some music. Um, I can play a little bit of my upcoming collection, which is like the chilled meditative one.
All right. Yeah, I would love to do that. So I just want to like, thanks for coming on. And I definitely love to interview you again anytime you want to just get on and talk. Like I love talking about this stuff, love meeting artists, love learning all the technicals and, bonding curves and whatnot.
Yeah,
And
definitely. Let me close
scarcity,
my window.
okay, yeah, close your window.
And so I can actually play.
And then we'll
All
just
right, let's
phase out. So everybody click on NiftySax's link and check out his
NiftySax.
NiftySax. What did I say?
Now you said NFTSax. It's NiftySax.
Oh,
Nifty.
NiftySax.
Yeah.
Pardon.
No worries. No
Um,
worries.
so I'm actually in an art group that is based in New York City and Berlin. So I have actually showed in Berlin myself. But anyway, that's another
Oh,
story.
nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I haven't been there, but my work has been there.
Oh, where?
I don't know, some place.
Okay.
It was my stone circle that I have in the forest here in Washington, D.C. Okay, so yeah, I just want to tell everybody, click on his stuff and check him out and follow you on Twitter. And let's hear
You want me
some.
to play some
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Tell me also if you hear it. I don't know how loud it's gonna be. It's gonna be coming
All
through
right,
this mic. Let's see.
great.
I'm gonna fade it out.
Wow, that's beautiful. Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to look at your stuff. You have to send me the info.
Yeah,
I can put it in the Discord.
everything is at NiftySax.com. That's probably the best way.
NiftySax.com.
Yeah, NiftySax. Yes.
That's easy enough. All right. All right. Well, thank you so
Well,
much. I'll be hitting you up on Twitter.
yeah, definitely. Let's
All
talk
right.
soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.